what is your view on leadership in the time of AI?
So that's a great question. And I have to say, when I was a chief executive and we deployed machine learning, the thing I learned quite clearly was you kind of have to lean into this thing and trust it because it will tell you stuff you don't expect it to say, and you can't spend your entire time sitting around second guessing it. And I extend that actually to for leaders now to think, what is it that their people are telling them? Because typically the best ideas are not coming from the top down, they're coming bottom up. And so part of the question here is how can you basically set an environment where people feel they can come up with these ideas and push them up? So the example I gave earlier is most of the people, lots of people using these tools at the moment are working from home and they're not telling their bosses they're using them. Because fundamentally, if they get their work done in half an hour faster or an hour faster, they're sneaking off to the pub, they're taking the dog for a walk or whatever, and they're worried about being seen as cheats because they're using these tools to cheat the company and cheat the system. And actually, they should be treated as champions because they're coming up with new ideas to do their job faster and hopefully better. And actually, what they should be encouraged to do is to share that with other people. So how do you create an environment of trust where people can share those things and be willing to use them better? And tied to that is you need some rules because trust requires a set of rules to be in a place where you can really take things forward in the appropriate fashion. So I think it's a sense of really, how do you trust people, but also how do you remain informed enough to know what's going on? Trust is really important because, most organizations or those staff, when they hear of these tools coming in, understandably think this is a thing that's coming for my job. Or at some stage it'll come for my job. And everyone who talks about productivity and GDP savings, so when they talk about deploying these tools, is basically reinforcing a whole bunch of people who'll be able to say that machine's made a mistake. So if you try and deploy these tools against people's wishes, it's not hard for people to find ways to stick a spanner in the works and say, oh, it's made a terrible mistake, and therefore you can, every IT challenge you've ever had, AI is out on steroids.